Hi folks, Dr. Brad Semp here, the host of the Effortless Productivity Show on Busyness.com. This is the show dedicated to helping you to get out of busyness and get down to business. Today's episode is brought to us by Masterminds Living. Masterminds Living is a healthcare delivery system dedicated to helping you change the way that you view and manage health. Find out more by visiting them at maximizedliving.com. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you something that I call X-Touch. It's a concept that I can't wait to share with you. Secondly, I'm going to answer a question from a viewer about busyness. And lastly, I'm going to continue our motivational tactics series with a tactic called Masterminds. It's now time for our All BS segment. This is a segment in which I just BS about stuff. In today's segment, I'd like to talk about a concept that I call X-Touch. And it means this. It means how many times do you touch something? The X stands for the how many times you touch something. Do you touch it once? Do you touch it 10? Are you a 1 touch? Are you a 10 touch? X-Touch. It's a concept about productivity. Under this concept, it will get you thinking. Start thinking about how many times you touch something. Let's talk about a home example. What about your mail at home? And this applies to business paperwork as well. How many times do you touch the mail at home? Come on, be honest. It comes in, you grab it from the mailbox, you come in, you put it by the kitchen sink. Maybe a few weeks later, after you've piled a whole bunch more mail on top of it, somebody's coming over, you move it from there, you shove it in the drawer, and then the drawer's overfilling, so you pull it out of your drawer and you go put it in your office. And before, a month later, all of a sudden you've got this big pile of mail that's been touched 3, 4, 5 times, and you have to touch it again to sort through it. And maybe even again, because then you create piles of which things have to be bills paid, stuff shredded, things returned to the post office, whatever the case may be, filed away. How many times do you touch stuff? And one of the things that we're going to be doing very shortly here underneath busyness.com is helping you with a program to get to 1 touch. So moving from 10 touch, moving down from 5 touch, moving to 1 touch. And when you do that, and you can start thinking about this right now, when you do that, you will see a radical shift in your productivity. So take some time now and think about your business. Where are some areas in your business, just like that home example, in which you are touching something, whether it be physical or even touching it digitally? There's a hint, digitally in your email inbox more than 1 time. Think about that, and I'd love to hear your comments by scrolling down below and telling me what type of items do you have that are more than 1 touch. So I hope you enjoyed X-Touch. Think about that. It will change your productivity. It's now time for our Ask Dr. Brad segment. This is a segment in which you ask questions and I answer them. And for your efforts, and if your question is answered on air by myself, you will receive a special gift, which I'm going to tell you about in just a few moments. Today's question comes to us from Mark in St. Charles, Illinois. Mark, thank you very much for submitting your question. Here's Mark's question. Isn't it good to be busy? Why do you feel that busyness is a bad thing? Mark, that is an excellent question. And again, I thank you for it. Here's the deal. Being busy is different than working hard. Okay? So if you're working hard on the right actions, then if you want to call that busy, that's okay. But by definition, this is the definition that I attach to busyness, and that is, busyness is meaningless action. And by that definition, busyness is bad because it means that you are performing actions that are meaningless. You're performing actions that are not driving you closer to your intentions. Okay? So the important thing here through Design for Action is to understand what your intentions are and then design your actions in a way that are going to take you on a straight path to achieve the results that you want to achieve. When you do that and then you're busy working on those tasks, right? So you're working hard on those tasks, bravo. That's what we want to do. Unfortunately, busyness is a bad thing because most folks are taking actions that are not in alignment with their intentions. It's just actions that are keeping them busy throughout the day. And unfortunately, then folks get to the end of the day and say, I worked all day. I worked 12 hours today. I was so busy, but I don't feel like I accomplished anything. And that's because they're not working on the right actions at the right time to produce the right results. So if busyness is meaningless action, it's a bad thing. So Mark, hopefully that answers your question. I'd like to thank you for your question. For that, we're going to unlock the full version of our Entrepreneur Cash Map over at cashmap.com. It's a $497 value for you asking your question and having it answered on air. If you'd like to submit your own question for Ask Dr. Brad and have an opportunity for me to answer your question here on air and to receive a free copy of our Entrepreneur Cash Map package, visit busyness.com and look for the Ask Dr. Brad icon. Click on that and submit your question to my team. It's now time for our Buck the System segment. This is a segment in which we take a look at real-life examples of people and organizations that buck the system to produce extraordinary results, or that buck the system to produce subpar results. And right now, we are in the middle of a motivational tactics series, and today is tactic number 2. Now, these are tactics to help you to buck the system, to perform differently from other people, and to produce extraordinary results in your productivity. Tactic number 2 for today is masterminds. If you're not involved in a mastermind, you highly should consider it. Being involved in a mastermind, just like public declaration, tactic number 1 that I covered last week, being involved in a mastermind gets you involved with a group of like-minded individuals where you can share ideas, concepts, receive constructive criticism, and be held accountable by those folks who are in the mastermind with you. Now, it turns out this shirt is actually one that I purchased as a result of being involved with a mastermind. A few years back, one of the masterminds I was in, Miss Carrie Wilkerson, the Barefoot Executive, awesome, awesome person. You need to check her out. Her mastermind that I was involved in, and a gentleman by the name of Barry Chandler. You can find him at thebarblogger.com. Excellent individual. Him and I connected in that mastermind, and it resulted in a trip to Ireland to him and his wife Ashley's wedding. But completely side story there. What you're going to get out of a mastermind: the accountability, the friendships, the lifetime friendships, and business colleagues that you would never have if you didn't do that. So from a productivity standpoint, and stay motivated, motivational tactic number 2, get involved in a mastermind. That concludes this episode of the Effortless Productivity Show. I'd like to thank you for watching and remind you to visit busyness.com to subscribe to the notifications of our new shows so that every time a new show is released, we can email you and let you know that the new show has been posted. Alternatively, you can visit iTunes and subscribe to our video podcast. As always, I'd like to invite you to provide comments and feedback on the show, things you like, things you don't like, by scrolling down and simply entering in a comment below. I'll personally interact with you there. I'd like to thank you in advance for doing so and look forward to seeing you back here next week at same time, same place. Take care. Bye-bye.